No. So what is this arteries are carrying? Arteries are carrying? Arteries are carrying? Now what is this veins carrying? Veins are carrying? So today we are going to discuss one particular system which is called as lymphatic system. What it is, ma?
Lymphatic system.
This is lymphatic system. What exactly is lymphatic system? What exactly is lymphatic system? Now I'm going to give you clearly. Okay, so we'll go line by line. Sit down. We'll go one more line. Now, what is lymph? What exactly is called as lymph? Now, what is lymph? This is our question. This is our question. Now, if you look at this particular lymph, so it is nothing but the tissue fluid that enters the lymphatic vessel. That enters the lymphatic vessel. It is nothing but the tissue fluid which enters the lymphatic vessel. Which enters the what, ma? Lymphatic. Now, exactly what is this lymphatic vessel? Exactly this lymphatic vessel. Now listen to me. Now we have heart. That's what do we have, ma? Heart. So everybody wrote?
Yes, sir.
Okay, listen. Now, what exactly is this lymph? What exactly is this lymph? Now, listen to me carefully. There is a particular organ in the body which is called as heart. Which is called as heart. Now, from heart, what system is coming? So here, downside we have capillaries. Downside we have what, ma? Capillaries. Now we have. So heart is there, capillaries are there. Now heart is at the organ level. Heart is at the organ level. Now capillaries are at cell levels. Capillaries are at cell levels. Now we have heart, we have capillaries. We have heart as well as we have capillaries. Now from heart, how the blood is carried to capillaries or cells means there is a system which is called as you stay in the class. Heart means cell ke blood supply la vastundi. So it is carried out by arteries. It is carried out by arteries. It is carried out by arteries. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So here from heart the blood is carried out by arteries. Arteries further divided into arterioles. So we have arteries, we have arterioles, we have capillaries. We have capillaries. So look, try to follow the arrow marks which I am trying to give. Try to follow the arrow marks. Okay. This is how the blood is entering into capillaries. This is how the blood is entering into capillaries. I'm gonna keep it simple. Don't think too much. Okay. Now listen carefully. From capillaries, what has to be done here? From capillaries, the blood is again re-entering into heart through a particular system which is called as veins. Am I clear? It is veins. So how from this one is particularly entering into venules. This one particularly entering into
Venules.
From venules it is entering into veins, and from veins it is reaching the heart. It is reaching the heart. Keep it simple. Don't go into deep. It is reaching the heart. Yes or no? Yes or no? So from heart, the oxygenated blood is coming out, which is rich in nutrition, is supplied by arteries, from arteries to arterioles, from arterioles to capillaries, from capillaries to venules, from venules to veins. Now, what is this lymphatic system? What is this exact lymphatic system? Listen carefully. So, what is lymph? I asked you a question. Yes or no? I asked you a question. What is lymph? What is the answer that I gave to you? 1%. Up.
Tissue fluid
Tissue fluid.
that enters in the lymphatic vessels.
Tissue fluid. What it is?
Tissue fluid.
What it is?
Tissue fluid.
Now, think. తోటి సోచో కొంచెం ఆలోచించండి. टिश्यू फ्लूइड అంటున్నాడు. ఏమంటున్నాడు?
Tissue fluid.
तो क्या कह रहा है? टिश्यू फ्लूइड कह रहा है. टिश्यू फ्लूइड कहाँ पर रहते हैं? टिश्यू में रहते हैं. टिश्यू के लिए खून कौन लेके जा रहा है? आर्टीरियोल्स, आर्टीरियल से कैपिलरीज. अब एक टिश्यू लेवल, सेल लेवल किधर, ये क्या है? सेल लेवल, कैपिलरीज. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, exactly between these capillaries, we have one more capillary which is indicated green in color, that is called as lymphatic capillary. What it is, ma? Lymphatic capillary. What it is?
Lymphatic capillaries.
Till now we know that arteries carry blood to cells. Arteries carry blood to cells. So arteries are divided into arterioles. Arterioles are divided into capillaries. From capillaries, it is transferred between the cells. Yes or no?
Yes.
And we know that these capillaries collect deoxygenated blood from the tissues. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Deoxygenated blood from the cells. These capillaries will again form into venules. These venules are again formed into veins, and it is brought to heart. Now, what is this lymphatic system means? There are other capillaries which are called as lymphatic capillaries. What, ma? There are capillaries which is called as lymphatic capillaries. Sit down. Now, we have lymphatic capillaries. If you put on this diagram, it would be easy for you. Am I clear? Now, these lymphatic capillaries are having special type of cells. Now see, now this is entering like this from cells. Okay, this is entering, and these particular. Now, what is the structure of an artery? Listen carefully. The structure of an artery is, it has thick wall, small lumen. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Small lumen. Now, what is the structure of a vein? It has thin wall and large lumen. It has large lumen, and it has. Now, what is the structure of a lymphatic vessel? What is the structure of a lymphatic vessel? Now, structure of lymphatic vessel. This is also a thin layer. This is also a thin layer. This is also a thin layer, and this one is also having valves. This one is also having valves. This one is also having. Now, arteries do not have valves. But which kind of vessels are? This is not a blood vessel. This is a lymphatic vessel. This is not a blood vessel. This is a lymphatic vessel. And these lymphatic vessels are also having valves. These lymphatic vessels are also having. Now try to understand. Arteries are bringing blood from the heart, so there is no chance of going back. Whereas lymphatic vessels and veins, they take blood away from the tissue. They take blood away from the tissue की तरफ से ले जा रहा है, हार्ट की तरफ से लेके आ रहा है, लेकिन टिश्यू की तरफ से वेन्स बोलेगा तो हार्ट की तरफ से लेके जाते, लेके आ रहा है, लेके नहीं लेके बस वैसे हार्ट की तरफ लेके जा रहा है वेन्स. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now tissues, from tissues, what is happening? The waste fluid which is there has to be purified. Waste fluid which is there has to be purified. Waste blood which is there has to be purified. So if it has to be purified, అది శుద్ధీకరించబడాలంటే ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళాలి? హార్ట్ లోకి వెళ్ళాలి. ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళాలి? సో టిష్యూ నుంచి ఫ్లూయిడ్ ఎవరు పట్టుకుని వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు? వెయిన్స్ పట్టుకుని వెళ్ళిపోతున్నాయి. సో వెయిన్స్ తో పాటు మనకి ఇంకొక స్పెషల్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ సిస్టమ్ ఉంది. ఆ సిస్టమ్ పేరే లింఫాటిక్ సిస్టమ్. ఇది పట్టుకుని వెళ్ళిపోతుంది కాబట్టి దీనికి ఒక స్పెషల్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్ ఉంది. అవే వాల్వ్స్. అవే अब सुनो, हमको खून जो खराब हो गया, खून मतलब जो यूज हो गया, वो खून वेन्स लेके जा रहा है और इसको वेन्स पूरा नहीं लेके जा सकते. इसका पास उतना कैपेसिटी नहीं रहते, थोड़ी वेस्ट भी निकलाते. यस और नो? और लिम्फेटिक का काम दूसरे भी है, मैं आगे बताता हूँ. लिम्फेटिक वेसल्स యొక్క పని ఇంకా వేరేది కూడా ఉంది, అది నేను ముందు ముందు చెప్తాను. बट अभी अब तो क्या लेके जा रहा है? जो टिश्यू में जो रिमेनिंग फ्लूइड है वो लेके जा रहा है. इसमें एक नया मतलब वेन की तरह इसके साथ क्या रहते हैं? वाल्व्स रहते. क्या रहते हैं? वाल्व्स रहते. नाउ lymphatic, they have valves. They have what? They have valves. Now these valves are attached to a special structure which is called as nodes. Which is called as nodes. This which is called as nodes. Lymph nodes. These are nothing but lymph nodes. Now vessels are there. These vessels are attached into a structure which is called as node. This is nothing but lymph node. This is nothing but lymph node. Now this lymph node is further divided into lymph trunk. Is further divided into lymph trunk. Now this lymph trunk is further divided into lymph duct. Now where it is entering, sir? It is again entering into the vena cavas. Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava respectively. Superior vena cava, inferior vena cava respectively. Am I clear? Yes or no? Yes, sir. Now listen to me carefully. This is the exact picture. Now you see, you have heart, you have capillaries. This heart and capillaries are supplied by arteries and veins. So arteries bring the blood, capillaries will exchange in tissue level. Capillaries will exchange the blood, oxygen and other type of nutrients, and it is deoxygenated and it is carried back to heart by veins. Now we have a special type of system which is called as a lymphatic system. This lymphatic system is present between the tissue and the vein. Now from tissues we have special type of structures which are called as lymphatic capillaries. Now whatever the capillaries are there, they take the deoxygenated blood into venules, and whatever the remaining tissue fluid which is present is sucked by special type of capillaries which are called as lymphatic capillaries. Now these lymphatic capillaries all together will go and meet at a point. That point is lymph node. That is known as lymph node. Now this lymph node is further modified as lymphatic trunk. This trunk is further modified as lymphatic duct. Now capillaries to nodes, nodes to trunk, trunk to duct, duct to veins. Am I clear? If you have still confusion, simple. If you have confusion, means simple it is. From capillaries, so from capillaries we have lymphatic vessels. From lymphatic vessels, lymph nodes. From lymph nodes, lymph trunk. From lymph trunk, lymph duct. From duct, am I clear? Am I clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. क्या हुआ? बोल बोल बोल, पूछो पूछो, कुछ नहीं हो, कुछ डाउट है तो पूछ लो. फिनिश्ड?
सर veins और इसमें अंतर क्या है? Veins क्या है इस दोनों में? दोनों में तो valves है, दोनों थिक है.
हाँ, दोनों दोनों दिखे, दोनों. हाँ चल सुनो, वेन्स में खून जाते, ये जो है ना, इससे फ्लूइड जाते, इससे फ्लूइड जाते. फ्लूइड मतलब क्या है? हमारा ब्लड में जो हम ब्लड का बारे में डिस्कस कर रहा हूं, उस दिन मैंने बोला ब्लड इज कंपोज्ड ऑफ 91% ऑफ वाटर, रिमाइनिंग 9% सर other components of blood. Yes or no? WBC, RBC, platelet. अभी जब मैं प्लाज्मा का बारे में बोल रहा हूँ, प्लाज्मा तो क्या है? वो अलग फ्लूइड है. ब्लड में प्लाज्मा है लेकिन वो अलग फ्लूइड है. प्लाज्मा वो जो है वो लिम्फेटिक वेसल से जाते, मतलब वो फ्लूइड जो है ब्लड में वो लिम्फेटिक वेसल से जाते. समझ में आ रहा है? हाँ, अब समझ लेते हैं, पूरा खत्म होने के तक समझ लेते. अभी बोलना है मैं वो जो है. नाउ लिसन, नाउ कैन यू सी दिस एज आर्टेरियल सिस्टम? This particular place is arterial system. This particular blue line is indicating venous system. Venous
System.
Now this structure which is there in between is indicating lymphatic system. Is indicating lymphatic
System.
Now this one is an accessory system to the venous system. Lymphatic system is what, ma? Accessory system. Lymphatic system is what, ma? Accessory system. It is an accessory system. It is an accessory system to what? To the venous system. To venous system. What is accessory? What are accessories? एक्सेसरी मतलब क्या है? एक्सेसरीज అంటే ఏంటమ్మా? जब आप साड़ी पहनते, చీర కట్టుకున్నప్పుడు ఏం కావాలి మీకు? మ్యాచింగ్ గాజులు, అవునా కాదా? నవ్వుతారేంటమ్మా, నిజమే, అవునా కాదా? మ్యాచింగ్ గాజులు, మ్యాచింగ్ ఏంటి, చెప్పులు, మ్యాచింగ్ పువ్వులు వచ్చేసినాయి కదా. ఎవరు చెప్పారు? ఏంటమ్మా? ఇయర్ రింగ్స్, ఇంకా అమ్మా స్టిక్కర్, ఇంకా చెప్పండి. we are not out of subject, we are in the subject. I'm trying to explain you what is accessory. Do you get my point? Okay, forget about sari. Think about your mobile phone. Think about your mobile phone. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now if you take mobile phone, what are the accessories that are there for the mobile phone? Charger is a accessory. Pouch, mobile pouch is a accessory. Bluetooth speaker is an accessory. Yes or no? These are accessory. Similarly, lymphatic system is also acting like an accessory. What exactly it is doing means larger particles that escape into tissue fluid can only removed by lymphatic system. Now listen to me carefully. You want to listen a song. You want to listen a song. अब एक गाना सुनने की सोच रहे हैं, लेकिन सबको डिस्टर्ब करने के लिए ज्यादा साउंड लगा के रखते क्या गाना? नहीं, ब्लूटूथ स्पीकर नहीं तो वायर ईयरफोन कुछ तो रख के सुनते. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now listen to me. Now you take capillaries. You expect veins to collect all the tissue fluid. Do you expect veins to collect all the tissue? वेन्स जो है वो पूरा का पूरा वेस्ट मटेरियल निकालने की कोशिश करते क्या? नहीं, नहीं. जब मैं आगे जाता हूं तब आपको समझ में आते कि एग्जैक्टली लिम्फेटिक क्या करते. अब जो हमारा लिम्फेटिक सिस्टम जो है वो एक नया रोल प्ले करेगा. वो क्या है? मतलब इम्यून मैकेनिज्म. వాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్? ఇమ్యూన్ మెకానిజం. ఇప్పుడు మన లింఫాటిక్ సిస్టమ్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అది మనం ముందుకు వెళ్ళినప్పుడు మీకు ఇంకా క్లియర్ గా అర్థమవుతుంది ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ లింఫాటిక్ సిస్టమ్ యొక్క పనితనం ఏంటో. ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ లింఫాటిక్ సిస్టమ్ యొక్క పనితనం ఇది మనకి ఇమ్యూన్ సిస్టమ్ లాగా కూడా యాక్ట్ చేస్తుంది. ఇమ్యూన్ డిఫెన్స్ మెకానిజం లో యాక్ట్ చేస్తుంది. వేర్ ఇట్ ఇస్ డిఫెన్స్ మెకానిజం. నౌ హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ యాక్టింగ్ వి ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు స్టడీ ఫర్. So what exactly does it does means it removes the fluid that the veins cannot remove. It removes the fluid that the veins cannot remove. Now these are the larger particles that escape into tissue fluid. What ma? Larger particles that escape into tissue fluid are removed by these lymphatic vessels, this lymphatic system, this lymphatic. Now larger particles which escaped into tissue fluid. Hello, listening? Larger particles that escaped into tissue. These are removed by special type of vessels which are called as lymphatic vessels. These are removed by special type of vessels which are called as lymphatic. समझ में आ रहा है? समझ में आ रहा है? सुनो फटाफट we'll take a brief description. So we have tissues which get oxygenated blood from arterioles, and when blood is deoxygenated it is removed from veins. Now in this tissue there is a special fluid which is called as interstitial fluid. There is a special fluid which is called as interstitial fluid. Since the blood vessels, especially the venules, cannot remove all the waste particles, since they cannot remove all waste particles, there is a supporting system which is called as lymphatic system. There is a supporting system which is called as lymphatic system. It is something like a drainage system. It is something like a drainage system. It is something like what ma? Drainage system. So this is there. Whatever the large particles are there are left over by the veins, which are left over by the veins are cleared by the lymphatic system. Are cleared by the lymphatic system. Clear? Yes or no? Yes or no? So we have water which is coming from outside. Yes or no? So when we drink, some water is discarded in some other way, some water is discarded in some other way. Exactly, this is the drainage system. This is acting like a drainage system. What it is ma? Drainage system. Now whatever the required is there is taken back and reused. Whatever the required amount is there is taken back and reused by the veins, and reused by the veins. Now whatever the unnecessary particles are there, large particles are there which cannot be cleared by the venules, are cleared by the lymphatic system. Are cleared by the lymphatic system. అర్థమైంది అనుకుంటున్నాను. అర్థమైంది అనుకుంటున్నాను. Hope you understood.
The size of the lymphatic vessels are small. So how can it?
Did I mention that the size of the lymphatic vessel is small?
Sir, capillaries are small. So
Here these capillaries also small. So how large the particles will be? You are thinking.
yes.
Do you understand how large you are thinking the particles? So listen to me. You won't wait until I complete. Okay, listen. So there is a special type of cells which are called as macrophages. So which are present in your immune mechanism, which are present in your immune mechanism. Now if any kind of pathogen or microorganism which is entering into your immune mechanism, immune mechanism, so what happens, these macrophages are activated. Activated. Now where this RBC is there, where it will get destroyed, in a particular space which is called as spleen. Spleen. Now I told you clearly yesterday that when you eat something or when you take some medication, the blood absorbs the nutrients or medication, whatever it may be. It goes to the liver. There it get detoxified, and the remaining will be sent to heart. Similarly, I'm calling it as drainage system. Drainage system means which is not useful for the tissues. So there is a special type of cell which is called as macrophages. These macrophages engulf the pathogen. What they do? They engulf the pathogen. When they eat the pathogen, is there any necessary for them to enter into veins again? They can be taken from separate route, because they has to be destroyed. Destroyed. Now RBC is there. RBC lifespan is almost about 120 days. Now after 120 days is completed, RBC can it re-enter into circulation? It has to be removed. From where it will, and if it enters into venous system, where it will go? It will go into systemic circulation again, but we don't want it to go into సిస్టమిక్ సర్క్యులేషన్. ఫిర్ हमको क्या चाहिए? दूसरी रास्ता चाहिए. ఏం కావాలి మనకి? వేరే దారి కావాలి. ఆ దారి ఎవరు ఇస్తున్నారు? Exactly this. You have to wait until the teacher completes the class. Do you understand my point? I told you clearly, I'm going step by step. For your understanding purpose, I'm going step by step. Now I told you clearly, there are capillaries. We have capillaries. I'm saying particles which are not necessary for the systemic circulation, particles are which are left over after venous sucking. Yes or no? Now do you think capillaries will directly take the blood like this? No. Exactly what happens, I'm going to teach you in the coming slides. Okay, so there is a cell. Example, there is a cell. Now the capillaries are around the cell. Capillaries are around the cell. Now, how the fluid is moving, sir? Now, terminology which is permeability, which is called as permeability. What is this permeability? Semi-permeable membrane. How many of you are from bio? So you know what is permeability? Yes or no? Everybody have done this test, filter paper test. Yes or no? Now dust particles are folded above. Yes or no? Now these dust particles has to be removed, or it has to be there like that. So whatever the necessary went on to veins. Now remaining dust particles are collected by lymphatic vessels. You understood what I'm trying to say? So the permeability of the veins is lesser when compared to the permeability of the lymphatic vessels. Now lymphatic vessels have higher tissue permeability. Whereas the venules have lower tissue permeability. Am I clear? अमा समझ में आ गया क्या बोल रहा हूं यहाँ पे मैं? वेजल्स का बारे में मत सोचो, परमिएबिलिटी का बारे में सोचना पड़ेगा. किधर सोचना है? परमिएबिलिटी. अगर तुम्हारे पास आईडी कार्ड नहीं है तो तुम अंदर आ सकते नहीं, क्योंकि तुमको परमिएबिलिटी नहीं है, आइडेंटिफिकेशन नहीं है. यू अंडरस्टूड माय पॉइंट? అర్థమైందమ్మా? టిష్యూ పర్మియబిలిటీ అంటే ఏంటి అర్థమైందమ్మా? అర్థమైంది కదా? అర్థమైందా? అర్థం కాలేదా? ఎస్ సార్ నానంటే అంతే అయిపోయినట్టే అని నేను అనుకోవాలి. అమ్మ మీకు అర్థమైందా? Right. Now listen to me carefully. What is the function of lymphatic system? So we'll see exactly what is the function of lymphatic system. Now, function of lymphatic system. It reabsorbs the excess interstitial fluid. Try to write it. It reabsorbs the excess interstitial fluid. It reabsorbs the excess interstitial fluid. It reabsorbs the excess interstitial fluid. Now, there is fluid regulation in your body. There is a system which is called as fluid regulation in our body. Now, what is this fluid regulation? There is a process which is called as fluid regulation. What is my fluid regulation? Now, where the fluid is taken back? Where the fluid is taken back? Now, if you look at this particular diagram, I told you the fluid is returned to the veins. The fluid is returned to the veins. The fluid is returned to the veins. Now, when I am discussing about the cardiovascular system, I discussed you about cardiac cycle. Yes or no? So when I am discussing about cardiac cycle, the amount of blood which has to be pumped, if the blood volume decreases, if the blood volume decreases, what happens? The heart will try to increase the BP. The heart will try to increase the BP. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now what has to be replaced first? Fluid has to be replaced. Fluid has to be replaced. Now, can the lymphatic vessels replace the required amount of fluid? Yes. The cells have a fluid which is called as interstitial fluid. The cells have a fluid which is called as interstitial fluid. Now listen to me. We have some excess amount of fluid which is there in the cell. We have some excess amount of fluid which is there in the cell. Now, if excess amount is there, these lymphatic vessels will suck and they send it outside. They will suck and they will send it outside. Now, it returns into the venous circulation. What it is doing? It is taking back the fluid into the venous circulation. Now, arteries are bringing about 500 ml of fluid into cell. For example, arteries are bringing about 500 ml of fluid here. So, when they brought, venules can suck only 300 ml. Venules can suck only 300 ml. Now, arteries, how much they get? 500. Venules, how much they taken back? 300. How much is remaining? 200. Now, who will, if this 200 ml is not given back to heart, if this 200 ml is not given back to heart, now how much the heart will receive? Only 300 ml. Only 300. Now, only 300 ml if a heart is sending the blood again to the cell can take 300 ml, but again venules can suck only 200 or 150 ml. Is that blood is enough for the cell? No. The volume has to be replaced. Now, when the systemic circulation is having less amount of fluid, the BP can stay high or the BP will fall down? BP will fall down because no fluid is there. If fluid is there, the BP will stay in normal position. If fluid is not there, automatically the body will try to adjust, try to increase the BP. But if the fluid is very less, patient will end up in hypotension. Patient will end up in hypotension. You want the patient to be in hypotension? Cell want the patient to be in hypotension? That's why it sucked the blood, it sucked the fluid which is remaining. That remaining 200 ml is there now. This lymphatic vessel will suck and it will give it back to vein. You have forgotten, you have taken only 300, remaining 200 I am giving you. Take it and give it to heart. Now heart is getting 500. So this 500 ml is again circulating in the. So that is how it reabsorbs the excess fluid and give back to heart. It reabsorbs the fluid and give it back to heart. What is the second one? Maintain blood volume levels. It maintains what, ma? Blood volume level. Now, how it maintains means it returns it to the venous circulation. It reabsorbs the excess interstitial fluid. It returns it to the venous circulation. It maintains the blood volume. It maintains what, ma? Blood volume. Next, prevent interstitial fluid levels from rising out of control. Prevent interstitial fluid from raising out of control. From raising out of control. From raising out of control. Finish that? Just everybody have a home? Everybody have a? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You have a home. Everybody have water system in your home?
Yes, sir.
Everybody have water system in our home. Now, most of us have a controlling system. Most of us have what, ma? Controlling system. Automatic controlling system. Yes or no? Automatic controlling system. So an electrode is placed in the water tank. An electrode is placed in the water tank. So when the water level decreases than the electrode level, automatically the motor will pump on. Yes or no? And the water level is coming down. We will. There is a water tank here. An electrode is placed at the level of 500 liters. So automatically, when the water is above 500 liters, will the motor get on?
No, sir.
Because it is sensing clearly that the water level is higher. It is sensing clearly that the water level is
Higher.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Now, if the water level is around 450 liters, will the motor get on?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, it will get on because the electrode is free floating and there is no sensor. It has clear indication that the water level is not touching the required. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So if it is less than the set level, motor will automatically on and it will fill the water. Now, is there any chance for the water to overflow?
No, sir.
Why? Because controller is there. It is working. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
How much fluid? How much capacity the tank has? 500 ml. So beyond 500 ml, will the motor pump? No. Why it is not? Because we have a sensory system. We have a
Sensory system.
similarly, same principle is there in your cell. Now, what this lymphatic does is, whatever the excess fluid is there, it is sucked back, and whatever the required amount of the cell has to be there, it will leave it like that. Now, cell also must contain some fluid, yes or no? Yes or no? Excess means it has to be removed out. Who will remove that excess fluid? Lymphatic vessel. Now, who is maintaining the tissue volume here? Lymphatic is maintaining the tissue volume. Do you understand my point? It will make sure that tissue has enough amount of interstitial fluid. It will make sure that tissue has enough amount of interstitial fluid. That is how it maintains the tissue fluid. You understand? So, everybody, you understood, Amma? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Listen. నువ్వు లేదమ్మా అర్థమైందా చెప్పు ఇప్పుడు లింఫాటిక్ ఫంక్షన్స్ చెప్పాను రాసుకున్నావా ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ చదువు బోరింగ్ గా ఉందా క్లాస్ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ అంటే ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ గానే ఉంటుంది బోర్ అనుకుంటే బోర్ గానే ఉంటుంది వీఆర్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ అవర్ ఓన్ బాడీ దట్స్ ఇట్ మన ఓన్ బాడీ మన ఓన్ మెకానిజం కోసం మాట్లాడుకుంటున్నాం చాలా సింపుల్ కాన్సెప్ట్ అమ్మ ఇది మీకు నేను స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ చెప్పాలి కాబట్టి నేను చెప్పుకుంటా వెళ్తున్నా సింపుల్ గా చెప్పవచ్చు ఐ కెన్ సే ఇట్ వెరీ సింపుల్లీ సో cells get oxygenated blood from arteries, deoxygenated blood is removed by the venules, whatever the excess remaining fluid is there is removed by lymphatic vessels. What are these lymphatic vessels means? First they are starting as lymphatic capillaries. Now why lymphatic play a crucial role means here the tissue permeability of venules is lesser than tissue permeability of lymphatic vessels. So as well as it removes the excess amount of, that is how it is regulating the blood pressure. Finish. ఇలా చెప్పుకుని వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు but I want you to understand that I am going step by step. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Whatever we have discussed, if you are using your brain, that is the concept. उससे वहां से और ज्यादा कुछ बोला मैं नहीं, यहाँ पे जो लिखा वही बोला था अब तक. You understood? So that is how it maintains. That is how it maintains. Now listen, ये कैसे काम कर रहा है, मतलब एक लेवल कंट्रोलर की जैसे. So it prevent the interstitial fluid levels from rising out of control. क्या? Rising out of control. कौन प्रिवेंट करते हैं? लिम्फाटिक. अगर थोड़ी ज्यादा हो रहा है तो पानी टिश्यू का अंदर నికల్ देते. కొంచెం ఎక్కువ అవుతుంది అనుకోండి, టిష్యూ ఫ్లూయిడ్ లోపల నుంచి తీసి పడేస్తుంది. ఏం చేస్తుందమ్మా? తీసి పడేస్తుంది. ఒకవేళ తీయలేదు అనుకోండి, if it is unable to remove, you get edema. edema తెలుసా? నీరు పట్టేసిందంట తెలుసా? Have you ever heard about this term? पानी रख गए, क्या बोलते इसको, पानी रुकते ना पैर में, आंख में, इधर पूरा पानी, बॉडी में पूरा पानी आ जाते हैं. क्या कहते हैं इसको हिंदी में? पानी भर गया, कुछ तो बोलते हैं. व्हाट दे से? अगर क्या बोलते हैं, हैंड्स में पानी रुक गए तो, पैर में पानी रुक गए तो क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में? मालूम नहीं. अच्छी बात है. हाँ नहीं, क्या बोलते हैं? नहीं पता, आपको भी नहीं पता. अच्छी बात है. एडिमा बोलते इंग्लिश में. తెలుగులో అయితే నీరు పట్టేసింది అంటారు. కాళ్ళు వాచిపోయి నీరు పట్టేసింది అంటారు. ఏమంటారు? కాళ్ళు వాచిపోయి నీరు పట్టేసింది అంటారు. వై? बोलो बोल रहे. कुछ नहीं होते जी, बोला सबको समझ में आना, इसलिए मैं पूछ रहा हूँ. अरे बोलो जी. फिर बंगाल में क्या बोलते? बोलो, बंगाली में क्या बोलते? बोलो. हाँ, अरे बोलो जी. हाँ, पानी ज्यादा हो गया. इधर का पानी 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 जम गया. पानी जम गया. हाँ नहीं बोलते. अरे बोलो जी. हाँ नहीं, वही बोल रहा हूँ. आप क्या बोलते फिर? बोलो. Now edema, what is exactly edema means? What is exactly edema means? Here your lymphatic system has failed. What has failed? Lymphatic system. Now anybody have seen a patient with filaria? బోధకాలు అంటారు, ఎవరైనా చూసారా? బోధకాలు, फाइलेरिया पेशेंट. इसका पैर जो है वो बढ़ जाते हैं, इतना मोटा हो जाता है. वो वॉकिंग करने में भी बहुत तकलीफ रहती है इनको. इसका पूरा लेग जो है वो इतना हो जाता है. मस्कीटो, फाइलेरिया. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? हाँ. What is this filaria? What is being affected means your lymphatic system is affected. What is affected? Lymphatic system. Now if the lymphatic system is affected, waste material is removed? No. Cell excess volume is controlled? No. Who is controlling the volume in the cell? Lymphatic system. Now if this lymphatic system is infected, if this lymphatic system is blocked, will the excess fluid be removed? No. If it is not removed, where it will stay back? It will stay back in the lymphatic system itself. If it is leg means it will stay in the leg. That's why वो जो मोटा रहते ना पैर, इतना रहते, एक पैर तो छोटा रहता है, एक पैर तो मोटा रहता है. क्यों आज रहे? Okay, you understand? Filaria, nothing but which is attacking your lymphatic system. Now what is the exact function of lymphatics here? It removes the excess fluid, maintain the fluid level of the tissues. Kucha. Now listen carefully. What are the other functions? Now it transports dietary lipids. What are the other functions? Transports dietary lipids. Now transport through lacteals. LACTEALS. LACTELS. LACTELS. Okay. What it is transporting? Dietary lipids. Dietary. Now, these lipids are one of the large molecules which are there in the body. So, since they cannot go to veins, since they cannot enter into venules, capillaries they cannot enter into capillaries because the tissue permeability of capillary is less than the tissue permeability of lymph vessels, lymph capillaries. The lymph capillaries will suck lipids, dietary lipids, whatever we have taken. Now, lymph nodes are present everywhere. More, not wherever the vascularization is there, there the lymph nodes are. Lymphatic vessels are present wherever the avascular tissues are there in our body. Avascular tissues are there. I will tell you what are those avascular parts which are there in our body. While we are going further, I'll teach you what are those avascular. Avascular means no vascular. Vascular means blood vessels are present. Now, wherever the capillaries are present, wherever the blood vessels are present, there the lymphatic vessels are also present. What is the function means? The leftover things by the venules are taken up by the capillary. Lymphatic capillaries. Exactly. Lymphatic. Now, who is taking the lipid? Dietary lipid means these lymphatic capillaries take the dietary lipids. Eventually, they are not entering into venule. They are directly entering into veins. So larger particles can enter into veins, yes or no? Yes, so happily they will suck the dietary lipids and they will give it back to veins. They will give it back to veins. Now if it is going back to veins, that means it is in the bloodstream. It is in the bloodstream. Initially it might be not in the bloodstream, but ultimately at the end of the day, bloodstream back. That is how it is transported to all parts of your body. All parts of your body. Next, drain into larger lymphatic vessels, eventually into the bloodstream. Next, what are the lymphocyte development and immune response? Lymphocyte development and immune response. Lymphocyte development and immune response. Lymphocyte development and immune response. Now, I told you when I am discussing about blood components, lymphocyte కోసం did I mention here? ఒకసారి క్లాసిఫికేషన్ తీయండి. Take out blood classification. Where are these T lymphocytes are present? They are coming from agranulocytes, pluripotent cell నుంచి myeloid cell ఒకటి వస్తుంది, ఇంకోటి ఏం వస్తుంది? lymphoid stem cell. స్టెమ్ కాదు, స్టెమ్. lymphoid stem cell. ఇప్పుడు lymphoid stem cell నుంచి ఎవరు వస్తున్నారు? lymphocytes వస్తున్నాయి. ఏ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ lymphocytes అని చెప్పాను? చెప్పండి 1%. T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. ఇక్కడ ఏం చెప్తున్నాడు? Whatever the lymphatics. Now you understood what is T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. Now T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes are present in which type of cells? WBC. Yes or no? WBC. What is this WBC? Leukocytes, neutrophils, monocytes, eosinophils, basophils. These are the five. Now, except the monocytes, eosinophils, basophils, and neutrophils, these are granulated, and the agranulates are lymphocytes and monocytes. Now, these lymphocytes, lymphatic system. Lymphocytes, lymphatic system. WBC is concerned with what type of mechanism? Defense mechanism. What type of mechanism? Defense mechanism. Now, that means lymphatic system is playing an important role in defense mechanism. Lymphatic system is playing an important role in defense mechanism. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, sir. Understood? Madam? Yes, sir. Okay. అంత రిలాక్స్డ్ గా ఉంటే నాకేం అర్థం అవుతలేదు. Okay. Stand. What is the classification of lymphocytes? When I am discussing about blood classification, WBC, I told you from where the lymphoid cells are coming. Lymphoid I'm not asking about lymphoid cells types. I'm asking about the mother cell of lymphocytes. Myeloblast, myeloblast and monoblast and monoblast. Why it will come monoblast? Huh? You are not listening. Simple. Just now I told. Just now I repeated. Yes or no? You stand up, ma. You only. You only. You only. What are those? What is the stem cell which is bringing out the lymphoid cells? A pluripotent cell is divided into lymphoblast and myeloblast. From myeloblast we get erythrocytes, next monocyte, eosinophil, basophil and neutrophil. Yes or no? So we are calling it as megakaryocytes. These are brought by megakaryocytes. Now there is a special classification which is called as lymphoblast. This lymphoblast is giving only two types of cells, that are T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. Now these T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes, these are present near the lymphatic system. These are present near the lymphatic system. Now that is how this lymphatic system is playing an important role in your defense mechanism. I told now when I'm starting, other than drainage system, it also acts as a defense system. It also acts in defense system. Apart from drainage system, it is also acting as a defense system. So we'll see further slides. We'll see. Sit down. We'll see the further slides. Now listen. What are the components of what are the lymph? We have lymph. Lymph is having particular vessels, lymph vessels. These are having what? Lymph vessels. Lymph vessels are having what is this lymph vessels are having? Lymph vessels. All these are lymph vessels. So I told you we have lymphatic capillaries. We have what, ma? Lymphatic capillaries. We have lymph nodes. We have lymph nodes. Now, sorry, not lymph nodes. Forget about lymph nodes. We have capillaries. We have lymphatic capillaries. We have lymphatic vessels. We have lymphatic trunks. We have lymphatic duct. We have lymphatic. Now listen, lymphatic vessels, lymphatic capillaries, trunks, ducts. So lymphatic vessels, capillaries, trunks and ducts. Vessels, capillaries, trunks and ducts. Yes or no? These are lymphatic vessel. This is at the lymphatic vessel level. This is at the lymphatic vessel level. Now, what are lymphatic organs? What are lymphatic organs? So we have first one, thymus. We have first one, thymus. Second one, we have lymph nodes. Second one, we have lymph node. Third one, we have spleen. Third one, we have spleen. And fourth one, we have tonsils. We have tonsils. So, what are the organs of lymphatic system means? You have to show me thymus, lymph nodes, spleen and tonsils. Thymus gland, lymph nodes, spleen and tonsils. Spleen and so these are the lymphatic organs. What are the lymphatic vessels means? Capillaries, trunks, ducts. Capillaries, trunks and ducts. Capillaries, trunks and ducts. Am I clear? Yes or no? Visible? Is the board visible? So we have lymphatic vessels. So this is the lymph system. So what are the organs involved in lymphatic system means? We have thymus gland, we have lymph nodes, we have spleen, we have tonsils. We have tonsils. Now what are the things that are included in lymph vessels means? We have capillaries, trunks and ducts. Capillaries, trunks and ducts. Can I arrange this picture? Yes or no? Now we will discuss about. Now we will discuss. Now we will discuss about the lymph vessels. We will discuss about the lymph vessels. Now exactly what are these lymph vessels? Exactly what are these lymph vessels? Now seriously, see here, lymph vessels. So lymph vessels are nothing but lymphatic capillaries, lymphatic capillaries. Now collecting vessels, collecting vessels, collecting vessels, trunks, trunks, ducts. Lymphatic collecting vessel, lymphatic ఇది ఏంటమ్మా lymphatic collecting vessels, lymphatic trunks and lymphatic ducts. So we have capillaries, we have collecting vessels, we have trunks and we have ducts. These are nothing but the lymphatic vessels. These are nothing but the lymphatic vessels. Yes, I think previously I told you I did not mention about collecting vessels. Directly I went to trunks. So in between capillaries and trunks we have collecting vessels. What do we have? Collecting vessels. Now listen to me. Now how the blood is collected? How the tissue fluid is collected? How the tissue fluid is collected? So this is whatever I am drawing the flow chart here. This will be the flow chart. Okay, this will be the flow chart. Now first we have lymphatic capillaries at cell level. Lymphatic capillaries. First we have lymphatic capillaries. From lymphatic capillaries we have lymphatic collecting vessels. Lymphatic collecting vessels. From lymphatic collecting vessels, it will enter into lymph node. It will enter into now lymph node is an lymphatic organ, not the vessel. Try to understand it. Lymph node is a lymphatic organ. Lymphatic. What are the other types of organ? Tonsils, spleen, thymus. Okay? Am I clear? Now listen to me. Now we have lymphatic capillaries, we have lymphatic collecting ducts, the collecting vessels, we have lymph node followed by lymphatic vessel, followed by lymphatic vessel. Now this will be little confusing, but this is how the blood, the capillaries suck the tissue fluid and give it to veins and give it to veins. This is the exact tree. This is the exact tree. So from lymphatic vessel it will enter trunk. Lymphatic trunk, lymphatic trunk. From lymphatic trunk to collecting duct, collecting duct. From collecting duct to subclavian vein. So this is the tree. This is the tree. Am I clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So from lymphatic capillaries it is entering into lymphatic collecting vessels. From collecting vessels to lymph node. From lymph node to lymphatic vessel again. From lymphatic vessel to lymphatic trunk. From lymphatic trunk to duct to subclavian vein. Duct to subclavian vein. Duct to subclavian vein. Am I clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Next. What is this lymphatic capillaries? What is this lymphatic capillaries? Just give me a moment. Okay, am I clear? Now, Rasuna, finished everybody? Now listen carefully. Now we will see what are these lymphatic capillaries, functional, futures and structure. Futures and structure. So we are seeing about the lymphatic capillaries. We are seeing about what, ma? Lymphatic capillaries. Lymphatic capillaries. Now, serious, Amma, don't make noise, please. So everybody knows this color coding, right? Blue means venous, red means arterial, green means lymphatics. Green means what, ma? Lymphatic. Now, what is this pink means? These pink are capillaries. These pink are what, ma? Capillaries. So this pink, whatever this is not pink, orange. I'm using orange. Okay. Now listen. Okay. This is a venule, this is an arteriole, and these are capillaries. These are what, ma? Capillaries. These are what, ma? Capillaries. Now, whatever the green part which I am drawing, these are the lymphatics. These are the lymphatics. Am I clear?
Yes.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, these are the lymphatics. Now, where are these capillaries and venules are present means these white circles which I am drawing are cells. Are what, ma?
Cells.
Now, arterioles, venules, capillaries, lymphatic capillaries, and cells. And
Cells.
do you understand? Now, what is the exact function of lymphatic vessels? They suck out the excess fluid in the tissues. They suck out the excess fluid in the cells. Yes or no? Now, exactly what are the structures of this lymphatic vessel? What are the structures of this lymphatic vessel? Now, I'll try to draw a clear picture. Okay. Now you understood this one. Now, drawing the structure of a lymphatic vessel. I'm drawing the structure of a lymphatic. Everybody can see, right? Everybody can see, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Amma, Amma. Okay. Okay. చాలు. So this is how the structure of lymphatic capillary will look like. This is how the structure of lymphatic. नहीं दिखते इसलिए आगे बैठना है. हाँ हाँ पीछे 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 जाते तो क्यों
अभी बोलेगा मेरा सीट है मेरा सीट.
रख लो तुम सीट. आगे आके बैठ सकते, यहाँ पे जगह है, चार आदमी बैठ सकते. वो बेंच पे था ना, आप भी इधर आ सकते हैं आराम से. नहीं आते आप लोग, इंटरेस्ट नहीं है तो क्या करूं. Now listen. So it has a blind. Now I'm talking about structure. Now have you seen? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now these are present. These are having a blind end. These are having a blind end. Now if you see capillaries, they are interconnected. They are connected. These capillaries are interconnected between arterioles and venules. Between arterioles and venules, they are interconnected. Anywhere did I left any capillary like that? No. But whereas the lymphatic vessel I left, so these are stopping like a blind end. These are having at the blind end. Now single layer of overlapping endothelial cells. What is overlapping them? Single layer of endothelial cell. What is overlapping them? Single layer of endothelial. What do you mean by overlapping? Now you take any gift article, you give it to your friend like that. You cover it with a gift paper. Yes or no?
Yes.
That is nothing but overlapping. That is nothing but now it is also overlapped. It is also covered by a single layer of endothelial cells. Single layer of endothelial cells. It is overlapped by single layer of endothelial cell. Okay na? Next, more permeable than blood capillary. More permeable than that of blood capillary. More permeable than blood capillaries. So capillaries are more permeable or lymphatics are more permeable? Am I dictating? You are not writing. Okay, now I'm saying what are the features I said? What is the feature I said? It has a blind end. First thing, it has a blind end. Second thing, single layer of endothelial cells are overlapping. Single layer of endothelial cells are overlapping. Third point, more permeable than the. You are not writing. More permeable than that of blood capillaries. Permeability. Lymphatics are having more tissue permeability. Absent from avascular structures. Absent from avascular structures. Brain, spinal cord. These are absent from avascular structures. These are absent from avascular structure, and also these are absent in brain, spinal cord, splenic pulp, PULP, splenic pulp, and bone marrow, So they are absent in avascular areas. Now, what is avascular areas where vascularization is absent? Vascularization means nothing but blood vessels. So they are absent in the avascular areas. And they are also absent in brain, spinal cord, splenic pulp, and bone marrow. Now, lymphatic capillaries. What ma? Lymphatic capillaries. Now, when you talk about lymphatic capillaries, I have drawn a small projections. If you can see, I have drawn a small projections. These are nothing but lacteals. What is the spelling of lacteals means here? These are nothing but the Lacteals. Lacteals. These are nothing but the lacteals. ఇందాక ఏ చెప్పలేదమ్మా? ఓకే, కొంచెం నాకు వినపడతాయి జాగ్రత్త. Now listen. So when you are looking at this blackboard, this blackboard, that particular picture, what I have said, I said there are some projections which are called as lacteals. They are mainly present in the small intestines. They are mainly present in the small intestine. They are mainly present where ma? Small intestine. The small intestine contains special type of lymphatic capillaries called as lacteals. The small intestines contain special type of lymphatic capillaries. The small intestine contain special type of lymphatic capillaries called as lacteals. Now, what is the function of these lacteals means? They pick up not what is the function of a lymphatic system? Remove the excess interstitial. You should not forget interstitial. What is the function? They remove the excess interstitial fluid. Now, excess interstitial fluid is removed. Here we are fine. Now, what is happening here in a small intestine? So, when we are discussing about digestive system, I will say you what is ascending colon, what is descending colon, what is transverse colon, what is rectum, what is anus. Do you understand my point? So when you are eating, whatever the food you are eating is entering into your digestive tract. Yes or no? So when it enters inside, it reaches your stomach. From stomach it will go into small intestine. From small intestine it will enter into large intestine. In large intestine, whatever the remaining is absorbed and turned into poop. That poop is coming out as fecal matter. Do you understand my point? Now here I am talking about these particular lacteals. I am talking about lymphatic vessels. These lymphatic vessels, why they are abundant in small intestine means because the more absorption will takes place there. In the small intestine. So there are special particles which are present in our food called as lipids. These lipids, they cannot directly enter into blood capillaries. That's why, because the permeability would not allow them. So who will allow the permeability means these lymphatics will have this permeability. Ultimately, lymphatics are going where? Veins and Japan. Where they are going? Veins. If they are going to vein, ultimately they are in the circulation or not? What is the goal? The lipids has to reach the tissues. How they will reach? Fluid connective tissue in the body. What is fluid connective tissue in the body? Blood. So before, if the lipids cannot enter in the capillary level, they can enter into the vein level. If they cannot enter at the capillary level, they can enter at the vein. So we need to leave them at capillary level, or we need to bring them to the vein level? We need to bring them to the vein level. Now who is bringing them to the vein level? Lymphatics are bringing them to the vein level. Now what is happening here? Lacteals pick up not only interstitial fluid but also dietary lipids and lipid soluble vitamins. What it is observing? It is observing dietary lipids. Dietary lipids means which are taken from the food. food. We are consuming them. What we are doing? We are consuming the lipids. What we are doing? We are consuming the lipid and lipid soluble vitamins. So there are fat soluble vitamins, lipid soluble vitamins, water soluble vitamins. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what are the lipid soluble vitamins are there? They are taken from this lymphatic system. They are absorbed into circulation by the lymphatic system. Now, if lymphatic system is failed, if the lymphatic system is failed, if the lymphatic system is failed, will if lipids are not there, will the lipid soluble vitamins are processed? If the lipid soluble vitamins are not processed, for example, you take vitamin E, something like that, which is very, very essential, vitamin K, very, very essential for this clotting process. So if lymphatics is damaged, somewhere around clotting factor is attacked. Now, everybody remember that Suez Canal blockage, evergreen ship, 1 year back or 2 years back we got, because there is a blockage in the sea pathway. One ship got blocked in the route. Telida? Worldwide news ammadi. Suez Canal telsa, Suez Canal. SUEZ, Suez Canal. If you don't know, just go and Google there. Okay, go to room and Google about Suez Canal. It is the pathway. If the canal is blocked, we almost have to travel some huge amount of distance. 1 month to 2 month travel time will take place, which will increase the cost of everything what we are getting, what we are importing. So this is a shortcut. Panama Canal. Anybody heard Panama Canal? Panama Canal. Yes or no? It will collect 2 seas. It will connect 2 seas. 2 seas. Yes or no? This, if you have to, Jagannathpuram bridge le anukondi. Why I have to go international? I'll bring it to Kakinada. Now, if Jagannathpur bridge is not there, for example, if Jagannathpur bridge is collapsed, now, can you, the people who are coming from Yanam side, can you come to college easily? Can you come to college easily? Now the cost of your traveling will increase or decrease? Increase or not? Yes or no? Now if that way is not there, will you reach your college? Will you complete your education? No. Now people who wants to go to that side, can they go easily? No, they cannot go. They will stuck here. Now, can you complete your work? You cannot complete. कोलकाता ब्रिज था ना, वो इसको बंद करेगा तो कोलकाता ब्रिज जो है इसको बंद करेगा तो इस तरफ से उस तरफ जा सकते हैं आप? अगर वैसा ट्रैवलिंग नहीं चल रहा है तो पूरा कोलकाता का बिजनेस ऐसा खड़े रहते हैं और पूरा खड़े रहते। यस और नो? यहाँ पर भी अगर लिम्फेटिक नहीं चल रहा है तो यहाँ पे जो उस तरफ जाना है वो नहीं जाते। अगर वो नहीं गए तो वो यहाँ पे रुकते तो वहां पे इसका जरूरत है कोई काम करने के लिए, लेकिन ये उधर पहुंचा भी नहीं, वहां पे पहुंचवा नहीं तो वहां पे काम चल रहा है, वहां पर भी काम खड़े है, वहां पर काम खड़े तो पूरा एफर्ट किधर रहे? हमारा बॉडी में। यस और नो? ఇప్పుడు జగన్నాయకపూర్ బ్రిడ్జ్ లేదనుకో అమ్మ, యువతల నుంచి అవతల అవడానికి వెళ్ళట్లేదు, డబ్బులు వస్తాయా మనకి? నువ్వు అవతలకి వెళ్తానే నీకు పని, నువ్వు ఆ పని చేస్తేనే నీకు డబ్బులు, కానీ నువ్వు అవతలకి వెళ్ళలేకపోతున్నావు. ఇది ఇక్కడ ఫ్యాట్ సాల్యుబుల్ లిపిడ్స్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో లిపిడ్స్ లోపలికి ఎంటర్ అవ్వట్లేదు. లిపిడ్స్ అవతలకి వెళ్తేనే వైటమిన్స్ మిక్స్ చేయబడతాయి, వైటమిన్స్ ప్రాసెస్ చేయబడితే నీ బాడీకి కావాల్సిన శక్తి, నీ బాడీకి కావాల్సిన విటమిన్స్ మినరల్స్ నీకు అందుతాయి. కానీ లింఫాటిక్ బ్లాక్ అయిపోయింది, లిపిడ్ లోపలికి వెళ్ళట్లేదు. లిపిడ్ లోపలికి వెళ్ళకపోతే లిపిడ్స్ దేనికి కావాలంటే వైటమిన్స్ ని కలపడానికి కావాలి, వైటమిన్స్ ని ప్రాసెస్ చేయడానికి కావాలి. ఆ వైటమిన్స్ ప్రాసెస్ అవ్వట్లేదు, హైపోవైటమినోసిస్. ఏమొస్తుందమ్మా? హైపో అంటే తక్కువ, ఎక్కువ? హైపో అంటే ఏంటి? హైపర్ అంటే హైపర్ విటమినోసిస్ అంటే ఎక్కువ అయిపోవడం, హైపో అంటే तक लो, हाइपो बोलेगा तो कम है, हाइपर बोलेगा तो ज्यादा है। अभी इधर से उधर लिपिड्स नहीं जा रहा है, वहां पे लिपिड्स नहीं जा रहा है तो विटामिन्स प्रोसेसिंग नहीं हो रहा है। अगर प्रोसेस नहीं हो रहा है तो ज्यादा होते कम होते, कम होते। वहां पे वो प्रोसेस होने के बाद हमको जो चाहिए वो मिलते, अगर वहां पे प्रोसेस नहीं चल रहा है तो हमको जो चाहिए वो नहीं मिल रहा है, नहीं मिल रहा है तो इधर कम हो रहा है। Do you understand? Do you understand? So this is the importance of your lymphatic vessels. These are present in your small intestine, and from small intestine they absorb dietary lipids, and also they absorb lipids which are soluble in, vitamins which are soluble in lipids, vitamins which are soluble in lipids. Am I clear? Am I clear? This is the function. This is the function. Next, numerous valves than in a vein. So how to differentiate a vein and lymphatic vessel? She asked starting itself, how to differentiate between a vein and a vessel. Now listen. Now veins, but capillaries have more number of valves. Veins have valves. So veins have valves, but lymphatic vessels have more number of valves. Veins are having special structures which are called as valves. But when you compare a vein with the lymphatic vessel, these lymphatic vessels are having more number of valves. These lymphatic vessels are having more number of valves. Am I clear? So this is the structural differentiation. This is the structural differentiation. Now what is functional differentiation? Functional differentiation, permeability. Permeability of a lymphatic vessel is higher than the permeability of a blood vessel. Am I clear? Am I clear? Yes or no? Next, interposed by lymph nodes at intervals. They are interposed by lymph nodes at intervals. Now I told you these vessels are connected to a particular space which is called as lymph node. When I have drawn the first picture, I have drawn a lymph node. So vessels are interlinked by lymph nodes. Vessels are interlinked by lymph nodes. Next, arranged in superficial and deep sets. These are arranged in superficial and deep sets. These are arranged in superficial and deep sets. These are arranged in superficial and deep sets. Now, listen. You want to palpate your lymph nodes? Do you want to palpate your lymph nodes? Anytime an infection comes, you can palpate your lymph nodes. Gaggalo billalu antaru eppudanna vinnara? Gaggalo billalu. So thigh, near your thigh region, if you palpate, you can observe some coin-like structures. Near your thigh region, if you can palpate, not now. So when you are alone, when you are at home, you just try to palpate. Okay, just try to palpate here. If you palpate here, you will find some kind of coin-like structures, which are chocolate-like structure. Eppudana palpate cheskunnara? Those are lymph nodes. Those are nothing but lymph nodes. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? I would have shown you a better picture. I have shown you a better picture, but okay, well, so I don't know how far it is visible. Now these are lymphatic vessels. What are the structures you are seeing? These are lymphatic vessels, and these green coin-like structures are lymph nodes. These coin-like structures are lymph nodes. These coin-like structures, whatever you are seeing, are lymph nodes. These are lymph nodes. So these are vessels. All these are vessels. You can see lymph node where it is attached. You can see lymph node where it is attached. So lymph vessels है lymph nodes. Similarly, यहाँ पे देखो जो green वाला जो दिख रहा है वाइट जैसा वो lymph vessels का और nodes है. चॉकलेट की तरह जो है एक्शन इसको lymph node कहते हैं. क्या कहते हैं? Lymph node. Clear? చూడండి. తీగలా ఉన్నాయి. అవి lymph vessels. Nodes అంటే ఆ lymph nodes అన్నమాట. సో మనకి ఎక్కడికి వస్తుంది? ప్రతిదీ lymph collecting vessels నుంచి ఎక్కడికి వస్తుంది? lymph nodes కి వస్తుంది చూడండి. కనిపిస్తుందా? ఇవి lymph nodes, ఆ తీగల lymphatic vessels. ఓకే, ये जो देखो ये है लिम्फ वेजल्स और ये जो है वो लिम्फ नोड्स. अगर आप पाल्पेट करेगा तो समझ में आता हमको. हाँ చూడమ్మా ఇవి lymph vessels so ఇవి lymph nodes. These are lymph nodes. You understood? That's why you see there lymphatic capillaries. From lymphatic capillaries lymphatic collecting vessels. From lymphatic collecting vessels it is going to lymph nodes. Lymph nodes. ఏం సీరియల్ ఆ మీ ఎదురు ये जो है lymphatic capillaries से lymphatic vessel आ रहा है. lymphatic vessel से lymphatic node. हाँ అర్థమైందమ్మా? ఇవి capillaries सब చెప్పరా ఈ capillaries నుంచి ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళింది vessel నుంచి ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళింది lymph node కి వెళ్ళింది. ఈ lymph nodes మళ్ళీ ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తాయంటే lymph vessel ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తాయి lymphatic trunk నుంచి duct నుంచి vein. See, so these are capillaries, these are lymph vessels, these are lymph nodes. These are lymph nodes. आप समझ में आया आपको? डाउट पूरा क्लियर हो गया? चुसा So when you are see, you have seen the picture. You have seen the picture. That means you know what is the position of a lymph node. What is the position of a lymph node? I have shown you the picture, right? Yes, sir. Possible, palpate it. Okay, if possible palpate it and try to know. So this is how so see here vein is also there side by side. I said it is present in the vascular area. Where it is present? Vascular area. Vascular areas are where the blood vessels are present. Yes or no? Where the blood vessel is present, there the lymph nodes are. Yes or no? Similarly, this is how the lymph nodes are taught. See here. In axillary region, I don't know how far it is visible to you. This is how. So subclavian vein is near the clavicle region. So axillary lymph node is there. From here again it is coming and entering in the subclavian vein. This subclavian vein is going to break your cephalic artery. If it is right side, break your cephalic artery. If it is left side, directly arch of aorta. You understood? This is how the lymphatic vessels are located. This is how the lymphatic vessels are located. Now, what is lymphatic trunk? So take a break. When you come back from break, I'm going to explain you what is lymphatic trunk and what is lymphatic duct. What is lymphatic trunk and lymphatic duct? Now I have explained you what is capillary, what is vessel, what is lymph node. Okay, so हमा स्ट्रक्चर बोलूंगा हुआ नहीं, मतलब लिम्फ नोड का बारे में तो समझ में आया ना. अभी स्ट्रक्चर बाकी है, स्ट्रक्चर में बताता हूँ. हाँ जा, यू टेक ब्रेक एंड कम. कल का वीडियो नहीं डाला जी, आज का वीडियो रहते.